Okay, I'm going to start the video, so talk to you later. Hey friends, welcome back to Bitfumes. I'm your host Sarthak and you can also call me Ankur. This is a channel where I talk about Laravel and the cool thing about Laravel. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so finally I'm here and we are going to create the next video for the Ajax series. Okay, so we have this thing here with our system, and you can see we have this plus button. That means we can add item, and this items, when that means we can edit the item, we can delete the item also. But there's a problem. You can see when I click on the plus button after just clicking any of the li, then you can see we are not getting the add button, we are getting the same as the edit item. There is an error, and this error is spotted by what name is. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but this is the person who has spotted the error. Where is here? So you can see here he has written that there is an error, and this is the error which I am talking about. So again, a big thanks to I don't know how to pronounce that name. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So we have this error and we have to correct this error. So obviously I will go to my Sublime, open the view file. This is my view file, and what happened, we have first when I click here, oops, I have to refresh. First when I click here, then it will show the add button, but when I click here the modal get modified, and now we have to change the modal according to the click event of that add button. Okay, so we can grab that button via any ID. We does not have any ID for this button, so let's give it ID. So I will say ID of add new. So now what I will do, I will just copy each and everything from here, and instead of this loop I will just say only the click event. So delete one of this also, so indent this. Okay, so when I click on the add new button, then on the click event of this button, what we does not want to grab anything. We want the title to be add item, add item. I think add new item it is, add new item, and I want add is here. Okay, the placeholder, that means the input box. We does not want anything inside input box, so it will be just empty. Okay, and we want to hide our delete button, we want to hide our save changes button, and we want to show our add button. Okay, and everything is good. Let's check the code. So refresh the page, go here, okay, go here again, that's it, okay. And now when I go here, and we can see everything is corrected. Okay, so next thing we have to do, we have to create a controller. So let's create a controller. For that, just open the terminal. For the page we have, so I will create a controller. We cannot use this controller because this controller is already having the server running, so we cannot use. So just minimize this terminal or command prompt if you are using the Windows. So here what I will do, I will just say php artisan make controller, and the controller name, let's say item or the list controller, and it's good. So hit enter, and what it says, oops, there has to be space. Okay, so now we have successfully created the list controller. Let's see where we have a list controller inside here. Okay, so here is our list controller. So just create a new function for creating the new item. So I will say here public function simply create and nothing else. And for now what I will do, I will just return what request. Okay, return the request we will get, and I will always say all, so that we can get the fields only. And here I will say request and request, because this create function are getting the data from post request, that means post method. Okay, so let's go here. And what we want to get the data from this input box, and we want that data to post to that function we have created on the list controller. So let's just see how we will do that. So I will go here, and when I click on the add new button, I want the data from the input box to our controller. So for that, again I will grab the button, and that button is having ID of add button. So I will say ID, that means hash dot click. And now here what I will do, I will say simply var let's say text is equal to this, that means inside the parenthesis this dot, no, not this dot, there has to be from input box. So where is input box? Add item. So add item. So id add item dot val. Okay, so we are getting the value of the add item, the input box, and we are grabbing it on the variable called text. So for now, just check by console log and text. So we will get the data. Okay, so refresh here and just open the console. So here we have developer tools, the console is here. Click here and it's saying something not defined. What happened? Text is not defined. Where the text is on the line 76. So where is the line 76? Oh, view page source, line 76. This one. Okay, so we can delete this. Not this one. This one. We can delete this. Now it's good. Close this, refresh the page again, click here, and we can see no error here. Now I will say just ABC add item, and we can see we have that ABC on our console. Okay, so now we have to get the thing we have on the input box to our controller. So go here, and firstly we have to create a route so that we can post the data. Okay, so before doing that thing, I will just say post here and hit tab. This works because I have used the Jquery package for the Sublime, and here I will say simply list. Why? Because I'm going to create a new route here, and here you can see we have used the closer, but we have created the list controller, so we will use that list controller. And here I will say I will just cut from here, and here what I will do, I will just select this and I will press Ctrl Shift and D, and now we have replica of that selected part. So this is the inbuilt feature of Sublime. So I will say index, and I will not use this thing, and return the view. And now I will create a route. So firstly what I will do, I will delete this, and here I will say list controller at index. So what we have done here, we have given the view via controller. So we have modified our route, and we are pointing towards the index function of the list controller, and inside index function we have returned the list view. Okay, and similarly we want to create a new post route. So for that I will just press Ctrl Shift and D without deleting anything, without selecting anything. So it will just create a replica of that line, and here I will create because I want to send the data to create function, and this will be a same thing. So you can see we have used the same name for the post and get request because the method are different, so these route will be different. Okay, that's good. And we have created here create function, we have returned the request, and now let's see, we have to create a post request here. So let's see, we have here everything. Now we want to pass the text we are getting from the input box. So I will say here text, and the value, oops, the value will be the text variable. Okay, and obviously we does not require these two parameters. And now what I will do, I will just console log the data we will get from our controller. Okay, so let's see and refresh, click here, add add item, and we can see we have an error. Whenever we get this error on Ajax, that means the first problem is we are not having any token, that means the CSRF token. So for that, what I will do, I will create a CSRF token, and it doesn't matter where you are creating it. So CSRF underscore field. Okay, so that's good. And now we have to grab that CSRF token and send along with our post request. So we will, what we will do, we will just say comma and underscore token, and that will be dollar input having name is equal to underscore token dot val. So we are getting the input box having the name of underscore token, its value, and uh, sending it to sending it via post request as a underscore token. Okay, so let's see, hit refresh, click here, add, and add item, oops, add item, and you can see we are getting the object. That means this object we are getting, this object is getting from the controller we are requesting. And you can see here we have given return request all, so that's why we are getting this thing. So we have successfully create a Ajax request. So the next task is to save inside our database. So now we have to create our table. So for that, you can see we have this database I have already created, and next task is to create the table. So for that we have to create a migration, and I will say here PHP artisan make migration, and migration name will be create item table, and after that create, so that I can create the table also. And here it is, we have created the migration. So let's go and check where is our migration. This is not, this is one is our migration. So what I want migration having an item, and this will be a string, and I think it's okay for now. So we have created the migration, but remember one thing, when you are using Laravel 5.4, you have to make changes in your app service provider so that you can run the migration. Okay, for that what you have to do, you have to type here inside the boot schema of default string length will be 191, and similarly we have to import the schema also from facades schema. Okay, now it's good. So let's run the migration. So what I will do, I will say PHP artisan migrate, and you can see every table is created. So let's refresh here, and we have this items table inside our database. And now it's time to save our item inside our database. So what I will do, I will go here, I will just close this, close, no, here I want, what I want to save the database, save the data inside our database. So I will use that item model. So for that I have to say here also use item, this, and close this. You can see only user model is there, so we can create the model. So PHP artisan make model, Model name is item because our table name is items. Model name is always plural and table name will be always, no, model table name will be always plural. Okay, so here it is, our model is created, and what we can do, we can say, instead of this I will say new item, and this will be item. So I will say item, item, lots of item is request text. Okay, and after that item save, and I will return done, so that we can check in our console if we are getting done. That means our data is saved inside our database. So let's see, refresh, add, this is first item, add here, and we can see we are getting an error. I don't know what the error is, so we have to think about this. The item, oh, where is our model? Oops, we does not have any model. So see what we have here. Oops, the model is not created. So artisan model, and now the model is created. So when I will say here add item, you can see the done part is here, and now when I refresh my database, you can see our data is here. So I think we have done many things in this episode. So we will stop here, and in the next episode we are going to update the database according to update the page according to our database, and obviously the edit and delete part is still remaining. And the most important thing I want to share with you guys, that I have not created the video for many days because my mic is not working properly, and it's not working properly. You can see in this video I have many of the cuts, and you can also observe that the situation or the place I have creating the video is different in two cases, because one is my hall and another is my bedroom. So that's why the problem is with my mic. So that's why I have not created the video for long days. So I think I have created the video, and if there is some of the audio problem, then please forgive this thing. And obviously I will promise that I will do something for this mic, and obviously I will correct the error here in my mic. So we will meet in the next episode. If you have any doubt in this episode, please feel free to comment me. We will chat and we will find the error and we will solve that error. So if you have any problem in your episode, in your project, then you can please feel free to comment me. You can also message me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I will always respond to your messages. And don't forget to share this video with your developer friends so that everyone get the knowledge of best thing, Laravel. Okay, so we will meet in the next episode. Till then, bye bye.